always stay moving, I don't wait round. Coming for the ball, it's a takedown. There ain't really nothing left to say now. And we got them on their heels, throw the fade now. Yeah, watch your eyes step. Cause you ain't really wanna like that. Oh, you ain't know I was running like that. I get the ball, I'ma run it right back. I get the ball, I'ma run it right back. I get the ball, I'ma run it right back.
Just a youngin' from the block, I'm just running non-stop. We ain't stopping to the top, nah. You ain't standing in the way, giving work, ain't no play. Time to clean them on my plate, yeah. About to feast up on my
Hello and welcome. You are joining us at Hart Park in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin for the Milwaukee Monarchs vs. Portland Rising game. My name is Claire Smart.
And my name is Rachel Ensing. We're both members here of the Milwaukee Ultimate community. We play in leagues. We've done some coaching, members of the Milwaukee Medusa club team, and we're happy to come here and be with you all today to watch our Milwaukee Monarchs hopefully get a win for the final game of their season.
Yes, so Rachel did play on the Milwaukee Monarchs last year, so I'm going to be talking her ear off a little bit, trying to get some insider knowledge. But enough about us. Let's talk about the game, and more importantly, to start, let's talk about the weather.
Yeah, so you're joining us here on June 1st. You know, it should be a nice summer day. Currently, it's about 64 degrees. We do have a little bit of a wind, but more importantly for you all here on the stream, it is raining. It is raining pretty hard and steadily, and it has been raining here in Wauwatosa and the greater Milwaukee area for probably about 3-4 hours already this morning leading into this afternoon. So that turf is definitely wet. It has been wet for hours. And I think that's going to lead to some different challenges here for both of the teams.
Absolutely. So as we were watching warm-ups, we saw both teams really having to adjust for that wet disc, having to take a second longer to get a grip, to really set up those cuts to make sure they're not slipping. We saw a few, thankfully not dangerous, but a few wipeouts. So I think they've got a little bit under their belt, but like Rachel said, it's gonna be tough for them to adjust. But, you know, Portland, we've been watching some Portland games, and they're used to this. You know, their most recent game against DC Shadow, they had similar conditions. Of course, being from the Midwest, Milwaukee also very familiar with playing with wind, with rain, so it should be a good matchup here.
We are just finishing up the announcements. We just got all of Portland on the field, all of Milwaukee, along with our coaches, and setting up for Okay. We're going to do a quick announcement here on the field, and then we are going to be getting you guys into the first quarter here of the game. So stand by for more. We'll be right back.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer? but here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
And welcome back to the Milwaukee Monarchs versus Portland Rising game. We just had our land acknowledgement, and now we've got our captains in the center of the field with our observers in orange. So while Ultimate is a self-officiated sport, players can go to observers for clarification on rules or final rulings if those two players cannot agree on the call. So we'll see them doing some hand signals as calls get played through, and as they do the pull for onsides, offsides, inbounds, out of bounds, thing like that. But for the most part, we try and stay self-officiated. Now, Rach, I know before the start of the game, you were able to talk to one of the coaches of the Monarchs, Coach DJ. What did DJ have to say about keys for the game?
So DJ came out and really emphasized that this being their last game of the season, they really want to play for each other. So playing out there with no regret, really trying to take and own every moment they have together on the field. Also, he talked about that the lineups have been fluctuating a little bit as they've been trying to find the best, just who works best together out there, who has the best flow, who has the best chemistry. And now that they've had a couple of weeks to play in this lineup that they're currently going to come out in today, hopefully feeling like everybody is settled in, they're confident, and the chemistry is ready to go. So that's what DJ had to say, and hopefully the Monarchs are going to come out here with a hot start.
As a result of the flip, the Milwaukee Monarchs will receive the opening pull.
So it sounds like the Monarchs are going to receive the opening pull here on their last game of the season. A little bit different on the flip side of that, Rising has only played 3 games so far, so they still may be settling in a little bit. They have most recently played against DC Shadow, had a really close game. Really great second half effort by Portland Rising, but still going to have to figure out, the chemistry with an away team. They're always bringing a little bit of a smaller roster. They also have a doubleheader this weekend, so they're traveling to Indianapolis tomorrow. So it'll be interesting to see, are they playing stricter lines, try and getting some wins out of this game, or are they going to play a little bit more open and try and get everyone to get some reps in, make sure no one gets injured?
All right, and coming up here, we're going to talk to you a little bit about some of our sponsors of today's game.
So our first sponsor is Breakmark. This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League is brought to you by Breakmark Ultimate Apparel. You can go to breakmark.com to place your next custom team order or check out the PUL Athlete Collab shops.
And we have Discraft. The Discraft Ultrastar is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports. Okay. All right, we have players now looking like we're slowly getting towards the line. And again, Monarchs are coming in. They're going to be starting on offense here. We've got some regulars out there like Annie Shriver, JJ Jarek, we've got Dubs, Demert.
I see Aaron Schrader. I think that's Rose Glinka.
So this O-line has a lot of power on it. Aaron Schrader is definitely known for their incredible deep hucks, especially a backhand. JJ Jarek has been on the PUL highlight reel for the last 2 to 3 weeks consistently in a row, and I think last week was the play of the week with an incredible layout score.
And it's always an incredible kick spike right after.
Oh, absolutely. I think the last one went over the goal post in this end zone that we're in. So we're hoping to see some fireworks right away here from the Monarchs O-line. For Portland, a little hard to see their numbers from up here in the booth, but I see Sophie Knowles, live player who has some incredible pulls that we've seen in some previous games. So excited to see this one go up. hard to see the rest of their numbers here, but as we kind of get going, we'll try to give you guys a shout to see who we all have on the field.
All right. Observer is signaling ready for this first opening pull. And a beautiful first pull to start. Again, slight wind, but nothing too bad.
We've got Rose Glinka picking up for the Monarchs and centering to Aaron Trader. Ooh,
and a run-through D on that first run-through from Nikki Chan from Portland Rising.
Yeah. Portland definitely has a great D-line and great defensive efforts. As we say that, we do have a turn right away.
Throw.
Yeah, I'm sure that disc is pretty wet out there, so I think it's going to be these first couple of points that we're going to see some turns. Ooh. And Liv player with an incredible layout D there on Aaron Trader.
And that's Sophie Knowles and Hannah Hankin working it back and forth. We got Dubs on a nice mark.
Yeah, prevented that around throw. Liv player was very open on the break side.
Got Chloe Ross. Oh, and again, still trying to figure out these resets for Portland. That turf is really wet, so it's really difficult for the players to really find their footing in this. And looks like we're seeing a quick turn on that, and we're seeing Liv player from Portland saying, all right, let's slow things down. Right now we're playing a little fast and furious, but we are now getting a break chance, so let's use this to our advantage.
Looks like Sophie Knowles has the disc and centering it here to number 37, Hannah Hankin.
Oh, a bobble, but picked up by Nikki Chan. Throwing to Chloe Rouse with a huge, Liv player.
I think that was intended for number 6, Chloe Rouse, like you said.
Okay.
Definitely a lot of traffic down there on that throw. The disc definitely hung up a little bit, and as we say that, Aaron Trader rips one to JJ Jarek.
Oh.
Ooh. With a good bid to try to save it, but. So a long first point here already today. Seen a lot of turns. That's from number 33, Hugo Zhao, and that is a break for Portland to start the game to number 6, Chloe Rouse. All right, so initial thoughts, Claire.
I think it's a lot of what we talked about in the beginning, right? It's a wet disc. It's not great conditions. The players have been out here for 45-ish minutes warming up, so they're also, soaked and probably a little cold. So, it's going to be all about staying mentally tough out there. I think that's the biggest thing when you're playing in conditions that aren't great like this. It's keeping heads up, and it's making sure we're staying focused.
Absolutely. Got Coach Caitlin Murphy for the Monarchs out here on the field organizing this O-line. Got Claire Kelly there on the end, Rose Glinka, Annie Shriver, and I see Eileen Beckett, who has been huge for the Monarchs this season. Has been making some incredible plays on defense while also making some great skies, just getting big in the air and pretty much coming down with anything thrown in her direction. So excited to see what she can do on this point.
All right, a nice pull from Portland Rising's Sarah Jung. Aaron Schrader centering it to Rose Glinka. Rose looking for an upfield throw. Annie Shriver trying to get open in the middle. Unable to do so, but Caitlin Duffner getting that upfield throw.
Looking for a reset right now. Able to get one off to Steph.
Steph back to Caitlin.
Great throw. Ooh.
Oh, just a little bit under. Number 19, Olivia Hampton, was able to cut under for that throw, get that D.
Now, I believe Tess Johnson just advancing the disc up to number 45, who threw it to...
Oh!
Oh, and
wow,
that is an incredible grab.
A great grab from Portland Rising, towing that end zone. Again, bobbing that wet disc, but able to get inbounds. Wow, that was a great effort.
Yeah, Rose Glinka right there on defense.
Olivia Hampton was that score, I believe.
Yeah. All right, so for the Monarchs.
Caitlin Fitzgerald, excuse me.
Okay. So for the Monarchs coming out, 2 breaks to start. Not, I'm sure how they wanted to start this game. I think some of the hiccups here are a little bit weather related. Also just kind of fighting through. The Portland defense has been tight, a little smothering. You saw some troubles with the reset on that last play. And also just a little bit of stagnation, it looks like, in the stack, where handlers are having only about one option coming at them before they have to look for a reset. So hopefully we can get some kind of quicker rotations here from the Monarchs to improve this offensive flow.
Absolutely. It looks like Liv player back with a nice pull.
That one's really hanging up there. Wow. Great pull.
Looks like we have a little bit of a switch up of the line out. We see Penny Wu out there, of course, big name in Ultimate. See Chelsea Tuig, one of our teammates and players from Milwaukee Medusa, catching the disc right now. Great fakes, getting it around to Penny. Around to Heidi. Penny just sending it. And unfortunately, just a little bit too short. We're seeing a lot of these big hucks be a little bit short, and it's that wind. You're going to have to put a little bit of extra oomph on it because that grip is just not quite as tight as when you're seeing it with that dry disc. 23. Colette Pellegrini, one of their captains, gave to Hannah Henkin.
And to Sophie Knowles, and bouncing to Liv player who's in power and, yep, sends it.
Beautiful. Looks like Nikki Chan down there in the end zone. Another break for Portland Rising, and an attempted very cool kick spike. Oh, it looks like we have a call back potentially at the throw. Looks like Liv player and Penny Wu talking it out. Observer, a travel was called. So going to send the disc back.
Yeah, Liv was in power position, but it looks like took a little bit of an extra step there, maybe dragged that back foot just a little bit. So Portland restarting from roughly the 50-yard line here of the field. Going to Sophie Knowles.
Going to Nikki Chan. Right on that sideline. Oh,
ooh, and a
just
drop.
A bobble.
All right, Penny running up to that disc. Centering it and swinging it all the way around to Chelsea Tuig. Alex Bollinger here, who gets another swing off. So although we're not really advancing much up the field, we're having a lot more quick movement of the disc, which I think is going to help the Monarchs here going forward in this possession. Alex with a great break throw. Oh,
just sunk a little bit. So Portland, another break chance here. We got Sophie Knowles picking it up in the backfield with her. We've got Hannah Henkin. We've seen that duo quite a lot. We've been watching some of the Portland Rising games in preparation for this game, and we've seen a lot of really great movement when it comes to these handlers on Portland Rising.
Yeah. We got Jaylee Cruz there, centering it back to Sophie Knowles. Ooh, with a blade to Liv player, which goes off of her hands, and that's a turn.
Penny Wu picking up the disc right on the sideline. Centers it to Alex. Looking again for Chelsea, and again, it's just, you can see a little bit of frustration coming from Alex, and it's just that slippery disc. It's not taking a second to make sure we've got a good grip on it and make sure we're able to make those throws. So we've got a nice mark from Manwazoo. Anna Wozniak now setting up the mark as well. We've got Heidi. On the mark.
On Jaylee Cruz, who's looking for a reset and gets it. Definitely working that break side, and as I say that, finds Liv player open on that front cone area.
That's some good chemistry with Hank and Liv to throw up a throw like that into the end zone, especially one that's as
blady and aggressive across that stack.
I love it.
mean, yeah, a great find. Definitely a throw that you can tell probably play a lot of Goldie out there in Maine, because you don't make throws like that until you start playing a lot of Goldie.
So here we're seeing that nice replay. Again, a trust throw. Liv just catching it right in that bread basket.
Yeah, great throw. Great execution on that one. Looks like we're back to Milwaukee's initial O-line here. So getting us hopefully on the board here on this next offensive possession. Had some time to kind of get used to the weather, get used to the field, get used to this pressure that Portland is putting on. They've definitely been pressuring resets and really shutting down a lot of the downfield cutter options that the Monarchs have had so far. So,
All right, beautiful pull going up.
I believe that was Sarah Jung with that pull, and it is just out of bounds.
Beautiful, great distance on that pull. Looks like Aaron Schrader is going to pick up. And looks like
Taking it to the brick mark.
Looks like we've got 4 handlers back. So we've got, oh, it looks like
We got a bit of a zone
a bit
here.
of a zone. So we've got PJ, we've got Dubs.
And
We've
Rose Glinka back there to work through his Portland Rising. Not quite.
Oh, great save by PJ. Centering it, or at least swinging it to Dubs. With a nice breakthrough to Annie Shriver.
And this is kind of an interesting zone. So they're definitely sagging into those passing lanes, but it's not totally a cup, and then kind of recommitting to those other handlers. Annie Shriver with a great cut back to reset the stall count. Got Caitlin Duffner open on the sideline, but a great mark. Couldn't get it there.
Oh, PJ sending it. We've got Aaron Schrader.
And company converging on that disc.
Just unable to get up and get that, but hopefully they'll be able to get this D back. Portland Rising making quick movement, but just as I say that,
I think Annie Schreiber might have got a hand on
Might have
that one,
gotten a hand on
honestly.
that.
For a D. Caitlin Duffner with the disc now. Back to Rose Glinka. Looking for a reset.
back to Aaron Schrader, back to Rose Glinka with a nice save from Rose, up to Annie Shriver.
Annie looking for JJ and Dubs in the area. Ooh.
Just getting a hand on that was Portland Rising. Playing some defense, pushing them back into their own end zone.
Got Sarah Jung with that throw under with a pretty big gainer there.
To 76, Emma Palacio.
A lot
Nice
of
movement.
nice open undercuts here from this vert stack from Portland Rising. They're really working it upfield quickly.
Up
And
to
getting a
Chloe
lot of open
Rouse.
options.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and
nice
JJ with a great hand on it. Just enough effort to push that down, push that out. So Rose Glinka jogging back to go pick up that disc.
You can see this replay here. JJ really getting up and getting that D. Trying to keep Monarchs here live in this first quarter.
So Rose getting it over to Aaron Schrader. Just a miscue from Caitlin Duffner. Looks like, again, just that wet disc. But again, a turn back. Sarah Jung unable to connect with their receiver.
Yeah, so far a lot of turns, a lot of longer points. You can kind of see Aaron Schrader taking their time picking up this disc. Hopefully getting this time for the Monarchs offense to reset with a great 0-2 cut right away from Rose Glinka and a shot downfield to JJ, which is caught.
Beautiful. Up. Looking for Caitlin Duffner. Oh, who's just unable to get it. A great grab from Portland Rising. And they're headed back down the field.
To 51, Tess Johnson. And back to Kelsey Devlin there, who advances the disc again.
We've got 1 minute left in this first quarter.
A reminder to everybody watching, the PUL in the first 3 quarters, it's possession-based. So even when the time runs out, whoever has that disc at the time that the numbers hit 0 can continue to play until either they turn the disc over or score. So Monarchs right now picking up with 35 seconds left, hopefully maintaining this possession and ending this quarter with a goal and a timeout from the Monarchs sideline from Coach Caitlin Murphy. All right.
If you're enjoying today's stream, please consider donating by scanning the QR code on your screen. The Milwaukee Monarchs are a non-profit organization, and all donations go toward player pay, traveler costs, and bringing you high-quality live streams like today. Thank you for supporting the Monarchs. Got a nice picture of Rose Glinka there on the screen.
Pay Rose.
So something a little bit different than USAU rules is that in the PUL, coaches can also call timeouts from the sideline or the person in possession of the disc. Something also different and always a little fun twist to PUL games is that you can also sub out the entire line. So it doesn't look like that's the case currently. It does actually look like we subbed out Aaron Schrader for Eileen Beckett. Again, a name that we had mentioned earlier in the stream as a big player for these Milwaukee Monarchs this year.
Yeah, but otherwise, this O-line looks pretty similar. Got Annie Shriver and Caitlin Duffner and Eileen Beckett there as our cutters. And Rose Glinka starting with the disc here on the sideline.
Looking up line for Dubs.
Great cut by Dubs, and then sends that little wobbly in a turn.
Looks like it came off the hand a little bit unsteady on that. So Monarchs hoping to get a quick D or at least not a score. As I say that, Dubs.
There we go, Dubs.
Is able to get that D in the end zone. Looks like Rose is going to pick it back up, and it's going to hit time. But as Rach mentioned, the Monarchs will have one possession to be able to hopefully score and get this in.
Yeah, so don't need a rush. Got plenty of time. Hopefully can work it through. Monarchs are looking a little bit cramped. Kind of a result of that Portland defense. Definitely a lot of sagging here in the lanes, taking away some of these easy options.
Beautiful. Good movement there.
PJ Lang, I believe, with that cut. And now looking for Rose Glinka in the center. And finding Eileen Beckett. Ooh. Saved that one.
Good second effort by Eileen Beckett, who's just so tall and able to make some of those really, really impressive plays.
Yeah, and a great vertical along with that. So I believe that's Alex with a call here on the mark. Not seeing a lot of hand signals, but definitely saw some contact there as Alex was pivoting. And the disc is tapped back into play.
So great handler defense from Portland Rising.
Yeah, super tight, making the Monarchs kind of lose some yards here to get the disc moving around. Got Caitlin Duffner wide open. There it goes. All the way to the sideline.
Nice to Alex Ballinger. Up to PJ. Again, really strong marks from Portland Rising, really forcing them onto that open side. So now And as I say that, a great breakthrough. Doves getting up, great vertical.
Oh,
And just a run through D there to end the quarter.
that was Hugo Zhao with that D. Definitely a strong player from the Portland team. All right, so as we go to break here, the score is 3 Portland, nothing Monarchs. We'll see you all in the second quarter.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer? But here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
All right, and welcome back here to the second quarter of the Milwaukee Monarchs versus Portland Rising. We would like to call out one of our sponsors, Associated Bank. Associated Bank is the official live stream sponsor of the Milwaukee Monarchs. At Associated Bank, your money works here. Visit associatedbank.com.
Okay, and you know, for a rainy, pretty icky day here in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, we've got a pretty great crowd. We've got lots of umbrellas, lots of rain jackets, some good energy going on for this last game for the Milwaukee Monarchs.
Yep. And we've got the Monarchs out there to pull, and we have Penny Wu with the disc.
Signaling ready.
And a great pull from Penny to start the second quarter. That, as I say that, the wind takes it and
just pushes it out of bounds.
Just out of bounds.
All right, looks like we have a little bit of a different line out there for the Monarchs starting this second quarter. We see Sydney Stelzer out there on the mark, one of the younger players for the Milwaukee Monarchs.
Wow. Very open first throw there by Portland, and what a save.
Aaron Ray to Hugo Zhao into the end zone for a quick score from Portland Rising.
Yeah, so I think the Monarchs on defense kind of getting beat under a little bit. Portland's getting a lot of really kind of free looks here, and that's kind of hurting the Monarchs' ability here to kind of make Portland feel some of that pressure.
Absolutely. But, I mean, still, they're in this game. You know, it's only 4-0. These points are taking a little bit longer. It just takes 1 or 2 points, and the Monarchs are back in this. And I'm sure that's exactly what Coach Murph and Coach DJ are saying to the Monarchs right now is we just need 1. That's always how it gets started.
Absolutely. That last goal by Caitlin O'Connell, as we see the replay there. All right, and real quick, this live broadcast is brought to you by the Premier Ultimate League. The PUL is a 501c3 C6 nonprofit. This league has been a community funded since day one, and we are grateful for the support. We ask that you consider donating to help us continue to transform and fulfill our mission. Head to premierultimateleague.com to donate today.
And as we are back into play, we've got Aaron Trader in the middle with the disc. They're looking for a swing. They get a swing off to Rose Glinka with a throw up to Annie Shriver, and it just bounced off the body of Annie Shriver. So a quick turn. And Aaron Trader now on the mark. BJ Lang on the mark.
And up to Sophie Knowles.
Great swing from Portland Rising. Got
Live player with a great break.
to Megan Wilson. Megan Wilson looking to get a reset.
Good defense by Aaron Schrader there. And Annie Shriver closing. Ooh. Unable to close the distance on that one. A great find. See if we can get you a replay of that throw.
Chloe Rouse with that last score. That's a second goal for Chloe Rouse. And here on this replay, you see just again another big trust throw and a great execution. Annie Shriver really closing that distance, just unable to come up with the D.
Yeah, I believe that was Megan Wilson with that assist. But like you said, a great throw, a great find to the back of the end zone there. So Monarchs struggling a little bit here in the second quarter. Score is now 5-0 Portland. Got both Coach DJ and Coach Murph out on the field here, kind of offering some encouragement, it looks like.
On the line, we've got Steph, Aaron, Caitlin, Rose, Aaron Schrader, Eileen, and it looks like Mia is out there for their first point. So it looks like Aaron Schrader is going to pick up and center it to Rose Linka. Gain some good yards on that centering throw up to Eileen.
Great find by Rose, yeah. A good dish back to Aaron Schrader.
Ooh, a foot block attempt. Aaron Schrader unleashing that beautiful backhand we know that they have. Just unable to connect with the Monarchs receiver downfield.
Yeah, I think that was, stall count was getting high. Not a lot of options, and sometimes you got to just air it out and
see what happens.
see if somebody can run it down, and
Absolutely.
if not, get back on D.
Got Aaron Newman on the mark, and Steph with a great D, catches her D. Excellent job, Steph. Proud of you.
Ooh, advances Caitlin Duffner right outside the end zone now. This is a great chance for the Monarchs to get on the board here.
Caitlin dishes it back to Aaron Schrader, back to Caitlin Duffner.
And run through D by, I believe that's number 6, Chloe Rouse, who then streaks deep. Ooh. Oh, and they're unable to connect.
So Monarchs now going to have to work it back up the, I would say, 65-ish yards into their end zone. So Aaron Schrader picking up the disc, getting it to Rose.
Oh, and a D from Sophie Knowles. Rose Glinka on the mark here.
Tess Johnson working it back in the center. Throws it to Portland Rising on the side. Looks like we have a quick stoppage.
I saw a couple of pick hand signals, and I also see somebody with a cleat that was untied. So
looks like we're starting it back with Portland Rising getting an upline strike cut, faking that.
from Tess Johnson there with the disc to Sophie Knowles. Nope, that's not Sophie.
I believe that's Olivia Hampton, number
Okay.
19.
Big mark by Eileen Beckett. Oh, but a great around
Beautiful.
find.
That's up the field to Sophie Knowles on the end zone line. Score, Portland Rising. Show another from Sarah Jung. That's who it is. Sorry, folks. The red lettering on the Portland Rising in this dark and gloomy day is a little bit hard for us to read. We appreciate your patience with us. But Portland Rising with another goal and really just capitalizing on all of these opportunities. They're making smart throws. You see this nice around in the replay. Commitment to their throws. Beautiful breaks. Really able to get all of these around and really use that whole field.
Yeah, so for the Monarchs here, how do we regroup? I think is the question. There's been a lot of pressure, not getting a lot of open or good looks. Definitely some good like 0-2 cuts up through the middle. We saw Rose Glinka with a couple last possession, but really struggling to find any separation upfield.
Yeah, I think absolutely those are some of the things that I think they're going to start to try and work on, and really making sure they're running through these discs as well. They've had quite a few run through Ds happen to them, so hopefully focusing on making sure they're connecting with all these passes and getting on the board. So Aaron Schrader with a little bit of a low throw to Annie Shriver, unable to connect. We've got Portland Rising's Hugo Zhao picking up and throwing to, I believe that was Jaylee Cruz, who then connects
With number
with
52.
Caitlin O'Connell in Portland. Portland Rising 8, Milwaukee Monarchs 0. So, Rachel, typically when you play, you're on the D line and what I am as well. And typically what we say is on the Milwaukee Medusa team is goldfish mentality. And I think that's something that they're probably thinking as well, is you've got to forget whatever just happened. You've got to move forward. You've got to be able to get 7 on the line and really focus on getting 1 point and playing for each other. A lot of what Coach DJ said. But what else are you thinking? You know, if you're on this line, if you're one of the 7 currently, what are you telling your teammates to make sure that you can get a score on the board?
You know, I think it's like you got to get 1. So really going out there hard, like you said, really running down these discs. There's been a lot of good defense by Portland here, forcing some turns. But honestly, a lot of these are not necessarily forced error, just errant throws that are hitting the turf. And I think the Monarchs are going to want a lot of those back. So I think just kind of cleaning it up and running the system that they have and that works for them. So
Absolutely.
a centering past Penny Wu up to Chelsea Tuig. Ooh.
Oh, looks like both players are getting up. Again, it's that wet turf that just is taking some people out. It's a little difficult. Sydney Stelzner unable to collect that one. Got Manwazoo on the mark. We've got Hannah Henkin for Portland Rising with a disc. Upfield to Liv Player with a great snag.
Oh, and a break throw.
A break throw that just unable to
indeed.
connect. A great D from Heidi, who gives it to Penny. Penny to Chelsea Tuig.
Back to Penny. Just really working in between the two of them right now.
Something Chelsea loves to do. Quick give and go movements.
Mm-hmm.
An absolute workhorse on the field.
Yeah, never stops running.
Penny with a beautiful low break throw to Alex. Alex, a Milwaukee native.
Playing for the mixed team Northern Comfort.
From
And you can see that wet disc just slipped out there.
Yeah, you can see the frustration from Alex. Again, just unlucky. Unable to control that disc. Portland Rising.
Hugo Zhao with a lefty backhand. Oh.
A little saucy with the lefty backhand. High release, too, but
Yeah, not afraid to throw that, even if it is raining and windy. It was a great throw.
a fun throw for sure. Penny Wu picking up on the end zone line. We've got Chloe Rouse on defense, on the mark. Looks like we've got a Monarchs player streaking deep. We've got someone coming under, unable to connect. Sophie Knowles picking it up on the 35. Centers looking for a centering pass. Checks the disc in. Centers it to Hugo Zhao.
Ooh, is that down? No?
No.
Okay, they're calling it up. Oh, wide open there on the other side of the field. Live player with the disc now. Really trying to keep them on that sideline, and as I say that, a break throw all the way across the field. Ooh.
Fun look. Alex Ballinger probably taking a sigh of relief on that one.
Yeah, definitely in the area. Maybe made Chloe Rouse go up a little bit earlier than she would have wanted to. And another chance for the Milwaukee Monarchs here. Alex kind of stuck on that sideline, looking for not really any good reset options. Penny able to break three and
Penny
sends one.
unleashing it. We got Sydney Stalsner running deep.
Go, go, go.
Oh, I think there was a little bit of a miscue. Sydney didn't know if that throw was going to come off. But, I mean, going to make Portland now work it.
Yeah.
All the way back up.
Yeah, entire length of the field. Hopefully the Monarchs here can really play some shutdown D, get a quick turn, and try to work here with a short field.
So looks like we've got Hannah Hank again. Hannah Hankin. Just Alex Ballinger with a hand on it.
Nice.
I was going to say Hannah Hankin with solid defense back there.
And Nikki Chan unable to make that sliding catch.
So Monarchs with a short field. Penny Wu picking it up. See Sydney Stalsner again back there. Oh, lip player using that tall stature to be able to get that D on Sydney Stalsner.
Yeah. Fast, quick, athletic, and that was a really great throw by Hugo Zhao. But unable to be caught upfield. Centered and sent over to Alex.
Got the Monarchs a little bit deep. Looks like they're trying to work primarily through one or two handlers. Alex unable to connect with Wauwatosa.
Yeah, a lot of those cuts just look a little bit hesitant from the Monarchs coming out of that hoe stack. Really unsure and unable to really make a lot of separation.
I think we've got a potential timeout call.
Equipment
Now
or an injury?
I think we're all, even the players on the field are a little confused. But yes, I believe it's a timeout call. So Portland Rising giving high fives for a long, hard-fought D point so far. Monarchs getting back together, figuring out what's working, what's not, trying to center themselves a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, and again, Associated Bank is the official live stream sponsor of the Milwaukee Monarchs. At Associated Bank, we've got more than banking products. We've got your back. Visit associatedbank.com. So coming out of this timeout, I believe, does it look like Portland made a lot of changes?
Doesn't, maybe one or two. It's hard to tell with the very streaky window we're looking through. But I think most of the players remain the same. I think it was trying to just make sure that, as I say that, now that I'm looking out there, might be a few different players.
I think we've got a new line mostly from Portland.
Monarchs looks like those have remained the same.
Yeah, with the addition of Eileen Beckett there.
Working it up the field. Nice throw. Just, again, unable to connect. Some of these throws just not having as much oomph as players would expect them to usually have.
Yep. Penny Wu able to catch
beautiful layout D from Portland Rising.
Yeah, the pressure on these throws from Portland Rising is really incredible. Yeah, it's really stopped a lot of anything that the Monarchs have been able to do on offense so far today. And as I say that, a great break throw.
Caitlin O'Connell looking for connection. Shirley Vole able to get that. And now going up line to 23, Colette Pellegrini from Portland Rising. Wow, I hope we get to see that layup block again. That was beautiful. So Shirley Vole to Coco Pellegrini, as she's affectionately called, for the Portland Rising.
Yeah, Pellegrini, I believe, one of the captains this year for Portland. But yeah, we're getting this replay up on screen for y'all.
At least from the offensive side of it. So O'Connell, nice reset. Shirley Vole.
Shirley Vole, I believe, is a lefty. So
Yeah.
when I first saw that live, I thought that she was able just to pull out a
Just little
lefty,
ambidextrous, yeah.
a lefty high release flick, and that would have been incredible. But is a lefty, but still executing that throw perfectly for a score for Portland. It looks like we have another. I think we're back to the original O-line for the Milwaukee Monarchs here. A lot of familiar faces. Annie Shriver, Dubs, Demert, JJ Jarrett. I think really now is kind of relying on some of your more senior players to kind of get you back into this game, be the ones making those plays. So Annie Shriver, Caitlin Duffner, both mainstays on this Milwaukee Monarchs O-line, really have a great ability to separate and get open and just make incredible things happen. So I think looking to them to kind of open up the field here a little bit. Same thing with JJ Jarrett over there on the end of the Milwaukee line.
So here comes a beautiful pull from Portland Rising.
That was Sarah Jung with that pull that lands almost
Oh my gosh,
at
beautiful.
full length of field.
All right, working it up and just, again, unable to really reel that in. I think the Monarchs are getting a little nervous, getting a little anxious on some of these connections. So just taking their eyes off, trying to focus a little bit too much on the next throw and not focusing on getting the disc into their hands and into their possession.
Yeah. This Portland offense really working those breaks across the field, kind of seeming like they're breaking marks left and right here. As I say that, another throw out.
From Kelsey Devlin.
2 to 3 breaks here in a row and a score. Just kind of felt like the Monarchs never really got a true mark on that. Portland really able to just take those backhand swings around the entire field and find a pretty open receiver in the back of the end zone. So I think a little bit of just like tightening up. Got to be closer, got to be able to get there. Dubs trying to get around to stop that one as we see on this replay. JJ trying to get up on that as well. But just not recovering on defense right now.
Yeah, and Portland, really taking advantage of that, right? They're focusing on what the Monarchs are giving them, which is, those are round throws that they're able to connect on, those full swings up to those break throws into the offense. Their red zone offense is looking relatively clean. I know that's something that Portland Rising has been wanting to focus on, watching other games and hearing from their coaching staff. That's something that they've been really focusing on during this season, and you can see that practice is coming into this gameplay here today.
Yeah, really Portland valuing the disc, not making a lot of turns here when they're getting these Ds, as we saw in those earlier points with those long possessions. Portland's really cleaned it up and made some great adjustments, and Penny Wu with a huge throw, little short, and now we have Portland Rising. Oh, with a miscue.
Heidi with a great mark. Yeah, a miscue on that throw. Heidi with a great mark. Looks like Penny Wu is going to pick up the disc about 25 yards outside of the end zone. 15 yards outside the end zone.
Short field for Monarchs. Got a little bit of poaching from Portland in the end zone here. You can kind of see people sagging off.
Chelsea with a hammer fake. Love it.
Gotta make them think out there,
Yeah. Oh, unlucky.
Yeah.
When just popping that one up a little bit outside of Chelsea's reach, had to bobble it a little bit. And a turn for the Milwaukee Monarchs.
Hannah Henkin as the buzzer times out.
So a reminder for those watching at home. Looks like they're clarifying.
Looks like a travel was signaled.
So a reminder for those at home that because the turn happened before the clock was at 0, Portland will get one final chance to be able to punch it in. The Monarchs, of course, hoping for a drop or a D or a turn, as that would end this first half. Calla first point, I believe, for them on the field. Playing strong mark. Now we've got Chelsea Tuig on the mark, throwing that foot up there, hoping to get a nice kick block. Oh, Sophie Knowles with an excellent effort, but unable to pick that up. And that will be the first half. Milwaukee Monarchs 0, Portland Rising 9. All right. Thank you so much for joining us for this first half. We're going to take a break, and we will be back for some second half action. Stay tuned.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer? But here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
chose me. I'm a champion, I need some trophies. I can draw the lane, I can shoot the three. I can run 100 yards, I can throw it deep. I ain't choose the game, game chose me. I'm a champion, I need some trophies. I can draw the lane, I can shoot the three. I can run 100 yards, I can throw it deep.
I got what it take to be a champ. You know ball's life, you should come and join the camp. Title after title, put my rivals off the map. Thought you had the trophy till I came in for the snatch. I was born in it, not sworn in it. I ain't come to play my wrist, mean all business. Running like a mimic, check my jersey, all authentic. In Oakland with some Raiders, till my haters deal with it. I'm in the field with it. Stop playing.
I ain't choose the game, game chose me. I'm a champion, I need some trophies. I can draw the lane, I can shoot the three. I can run 100 yards, I can throw it deep. I ain't choose the game, game chose me. I'm a champion, I need some trophies. I can draw the lane, I can shoot the three. I can run 100 yards, I can throw it deep. I do not know defeat, no. All I know is eat. True. I am ahead of these boys. All they see is cleats. 10 toes down. They won't get the best of me. I've been cooking all day. They want the recipe. No rookie, I'm OG. I am the king of the league. That mean I do what I please. Whenever I please. I keep a trick up my sleeve. Whenever they coming from me, I'ma pull up from the half. Right in your face, that's a three. I ain't choose the game, game chose me. I'm a champion, I need some trophies. I can draw the lane, I can shoot the three. I can run 100 yards, I can
And welcome back to Hart Park here in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin for the second half of the Milwaukee Monarchs versus Portland Rising game. We are getting teams set up here, but quick, Rach, what do you think are some of the most important things for the Monarchs to focus on in the second half?
I think there's some things that they are going to want to clean up on defense. So fixing some of the mark issues that we're having right now, letting off a lot of swings and open arounds. There's been a lot of really open unders. I'd love to see them play some no under defense and make Portland try to play more of a long ball game. See if we can force them to make some deep throws in this crummy conditions out here instead of letting them have those open unders. But other than that, do what Coach DJ said. Play for themselves. Finish the season strong.
Got a beautiful pull to start the second half. We've got the Milwaukee Monarchs starting on offense. Aaron Schrader looking to pick up the disc. They're looking for that first throw. Rose Glinko was nicely covered. So now, a little bit of miscommunication, but it looks like they were able to connect on that. Aaron Schrader unleashing a huge backhand. Caitlin Duffner is there and calling a foul, but actually looks to be retracting that foul. So that will be a Monarchs turn. Portland Rising picking up the disc.
So we got Rose Glinko here on the mark. Caitlin Duffner. And Portland quickly advancing up the field. Just, all right.
And a quick bobble.
Monarchs getting another chance at it here, starting on offense in this third quarter.
PJ centering it to Aaron Schrader, who looks to want that backhand, but didn't have a receiver going for it downfield. Dubs.
Ooh. JJ still open in the middle of the field, just unable right now to find JJ, and there we go.
Beautiful.
Annie Shriver making a great time cut there to keep the disc moving, and then sends one deep to Dubs Demert.
Just unable to get up for that. Portland Rising doing a nice job of covering under for that, and was able to get up and get the D.
Yeah, definitely in position. A good box out. So Rose Glinko here on the mark. Annie Shriver trailing as the disc moves upfield.
Got Olivia Hampton with the disc.
It almost looked
Flipping
like
it.
a pick between Caitlin Duffner and Erin Schrader, but not called. Number 76 with the disc.
Emma Palacio centering it to 51. Tess Johnson looking for the receiver, who just unable to stay on their feet for that one. Unfortunately, Fallon was unable to connect on that. So we've got Annie Shriver now with the disc. Erin Schrader making a nice cut.
Yeah, I do like that quick pickup and
Mm-hmm.
quick movement right away off of that turn. And this offense kind of working its way up the field here. PJ Lang with the disc now. Kind of everybody's slow to get out in front. So looking for another continuation cut here with Erin Schrader with the disc. Annie's open and kind of signaling for it as they were being poached. But a throw goes up to JJ Jarek.
Who tries to turn around and grabs it, but looks like to be calling an injury. Looks like that turn was just a little awkward, and maybe they're thankfully able to get up and walk off the field, but it did look like that was...
Yeah, that looked like a painful kind of second effort layout, landing pretty flat there.
Hopefully JJ is able to get that sorted out, and hopefully it's not anything too serious. Wishing her well. We've got Annie Shriver picking up on the mark against Portland Rising's
Tess Johnson, I believe.
Tess Johnson. Got nice movement. Nice
we
upfield
go.
cut by Olivia Hampton.
Erin Schrader taking away that first under option, which is really, I think, something that the Monarchs are going to hopefully do more of in this third quarter, really trying to take away those big unders that Portland's been getting pretty freely up until this point in the game.
Ooh! Annie Shriver close on that. Does look like there's...
Call.
I believe it
Oh,
was
maybe
a
a
timeout.
timeout.
Okay.
Yeah, a timeout
Timeout
called.
So with that, I'm going to take a second to talk about one of our other sponsors. This game was made possible in part by Draver Dental, the official team dentist of the Milwaukee Admirals and our Milwaukee Monarchs. If you are a follower of the Milwaukee Monarchs, you may have seen some fun reels, some fun photos of when our Monarchs went to visit Draver Dental. If you haven't seen those, head on over to our social media at Milwaukee Monarchs. Give us a follow and see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Rachel, when you were a part of the Monarchs, did they, come give you any dental cleanings or anything fun like that? Any free floss?
I wasn't there on the promo day, so I wasn't able to go. But I'm sure the people that made it out to the offices probably did get some goodies to go home with.
Oh, I'm sure.
So Monarchs back out here on D.
Got Sydney Stelzer on the mark.
Yep, currently matching up on everybody. Oh, a great initiating cut from the front of the stack,
But just unable to connect on that. Maybe it was a little bit of high release.
yeah, an errant throw for sure. Rose Glinka now with the disc, hitting Dubs Demert in stride on that far side of the field.
Nice grab by Erin Schrader.
Really a close mark. Oh, and that pressure maybe caused a little bit of an errant throw. Sydney Stelzer making a good effort to get down and get that one, but unable to come up with it.
Portland Rising now trying to come up. Oh, a great layout grab.
Number 52.
Caitlin O'Connell with that layout. Oh, PJ.
So
Great
close.
closing speed on that. We've got Erin Ray now with the disc.
That's a name we haven't called as much this game. There hasn't been as many kind of deep looks here from Portland, but Erin Ray, definitely someone to look for, making some great cuts out there on the field.
And Caitlin O'Connell first had that great grab and then just scored in the end zone for Portland Rising, making that 10-0. So we've got another long point. That's one thing for sure. Some of these points are definitely taking longer, which is not something that, we typically see. But in this replay, we almost see one of the Monarchs, don't know who it was, but almost poaching off into that lane and was almost able to get that D. But Caitlin O'Connell remained calm under pressure and was able to track that down and get that 10th score for Portland Rising.
Yeah, so the Monarchs out here on O. Definitely have relied a lot on their deep ball this season. Got a lot of great throwers like Penny Wu and Aaron Schrader. But those have not been connecting very well today. So I'm hoping we kind of see a different change up in this offensive scheme. Some quicker options coming under for the handlers to have more than one look before they have to look for that reset. That pole looks like it landed out of bounds. Yes. Penny Wu picking up and coming into the center of the field here.
Looks like we've got Penny Wu, Michaela Heilicher, and Alex Ballinger back as our handlers. Penny Wu checking the disc in. And as Rachel talked about that deep ball, Penny Wu sets it up to unlucky to a name we've called out a few times, Eileen Beckett. Typically one that would catch those throws. Unfortunately, bobbled off the hands of that one, but Eileen Beckett just had a breakout season for the Monarchs for this year, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, 2 Portland defenders in the area,
Tough
definitely
catch.
making that a hard throw to come down with. Lift player here with the disc.
Centering it to Megan Wilson for Portland Rising.
And a shot downfield.
Oh, and it just sort of sailed over both the Monarch player and the Rising player. I think it got a little bit of a turn over the head, and neither were able to really quite track it down. So luckily for the Monarchs, a quick turn and another chance at it. And Penny Wu sending it once again to Eileen Beckett, who is able to track that one down. Gets a reset to Chelsea Tuig.
There it is. The
to
first
Eileen
point.
Beckett.
Chelsea Tuig with that assist. Eileen Beckett with the first point here of this Monarchs Portland Rising game.
And that's a duo we've seen have some success this season, that Tuig-Beckett connection. Chelsea, as we've mentioned, really likes to move fast, do those quick give and goes, and Eileen constantly streaking down the field, has that great height, that great vertical, able to track some of those down. So you see this replay here, an amazing hook from Penny Wu.
Yeah, that one definitely carried.
And a beautiful assist from Chelsea. Eileen, big smile on her face, able to track that one down.
All right, so Monarchs finally getting
On
to
the
come out
board.
here on defense. So kind of seeing what this D-line can do here, trying to make Portland a little more uncomfortable. Like we said earlier, I'd love to see them really take away those unders and force them to kind of throw some deep shots. We've seen some turns when they've done so today in these conditions. So hopefully we can get a break opportunity here for the Monarchs.
Absolutely. We've got Penny Wu looking to pull for the Monarchs. A roller pull. That's fun.
Love it. Trap them on that sideline.
Exactly. Great decision. Got Mac hustling down here.
Michaela Heilicher here going to be on the mark. And looks like a
Zone look.
Love that.
Got. Looks.
Michaela Heilicher, Chelsea Tuhig, Alex Ballinger all in that cup as Portland using some over-the-top
24
throws.
Heidi is in that. Oh, Alex Ballinger is actually in that as well. And then we've got Gina. Oh, a nice find from Portland. Got Rachel Hildebrand on the mark right now.
Monarchs back into a person defense and a score there on the break side of the field.
So an interesting decision there from Coach DJ, the defensive coach for the Milwaukee Monarchs, to, have their D-line be able to set up, to call out a zone. What do you think of that call, Rach?
I like it. I mean, it's rainy. It's not great conditions for throwing, and I think, that was the first time they got to throw it so far today, but I think making Portland throw more throws to get to the end zone is a great call. So hopefully Monarchs can come out here and get a hold here on offense, and they can get back to it.
Absolutely. That was Olivia Hampton with another goal from Sophie Knowles. Yeah, absolutely agree with you, though, Rach. You know, it's nice to be able to throw out another defensive look. You never know what's going to, catch a team up. So it could have been that way for the Milwaukee Monarchs. So we've got Liv player with the PUL. Looks like it is sailing out of bounds at right about the 40. So it looks like Aaron Schrader
Picking that up and running to the center of the field here. Got Rose Glinka also back.
got a nice big mark from Liv player.
Oh, and we got a poach. Try to hit Rose Glinka here. There we go.
There we go.
Get them kind of out of this. Kind of like a wall zone. Kind of also just poachy.
Again, taking away those lanes are looking to. Glinka with a really nice find to JJ, who happy to see she's back on the field. Had a little bit of a scary injury call earlier, but back out there. Again, another workhorse for this team. Annie Shriver just unfortunately threw into the defender for Portland Rising, so a turn. Portland Rising picking it up at almost the 50, about the 45-yard line. So we've got the disc centered.
Liv player with no one on her and then shoots it deep to... Can't see the number.
I believe that's 36. Jaylee Cruz?
Yep, that's who it is. Well, shouting out one of our sponsors here, we've got Associated Bank. Associated Bank is the official live stream sponsor of the Milwaukee Monarchs. At Associated Bank, it's about more than money. It's about having your back. Visit associatedbank.com.
And also want to shout out Discraft. The Discraft Ultrastar is the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports.
All right, so Milwaukee Monarchs back out here on O.
Got about 3.5 minutes left in this third quarter. So look, get another one quick on the board. Looks like players are calling out their matchups. Observer is signaling readiness, so we have got the PUL going up from Portland Rising's number 23, Colette Pellegrini. We've got Steph Bugash picking up the disc.
Aaron Schrader boxing out there
Boxing
to
out
get
a
that
little bit.
reset, and we love to see that. Looking for an option upfield. Caitlin Duffner was open, but a poach kind of took away that look. Rose Glinka coming in to get the disc moving again. Looking for Aaron again, unable to get that reset throw off, and there it goes.
And Annie Schreiber with a great reset.
Got Heidi running deep for that throw, goes just over her head. Yeah, so the Monarchs definitely getting a lot of pressure on those marks, having a hard time getting those swings around.
So it looks like now we've got Steph on the mark. Number 71, Shirley Vole, getting a reset. Vole working back with number 17, Kelsey Devlin. Another great handler and a great catch to keep that inbounds, towing the sideline. And looked to get a reset, but Portland Rising was unable to do so. So a turn with a short field opportunity here from the Milwaukee Monarchs. Aaron Schrader picking up the disc.
And that's Mia Viben with an undercut, and then to Steph.
Beautiful.
All right.
And that's a goal. Beautiful. Cut and catch by Steph.
Steph Bugash there. Yeah, excellent. Great work by the Monarchs. Bouncing back, it's not as close as maybe they would have wanted this game to be, but showing a lot of heart and hustle out there, not giving up, playing for themselves, playing for their teammates, and really just working hard.
Saw just a really nice full around from Schrader to a bidding Bugash. What a nice connection there. Really beautiful movement, beautiful awareness also from Schrader to be able to see, you know, the full field, see their players, their teammates, what's going on, to be able to see that open space and connect on that one. So that's got to give the Monarchs a little bit of excitement, some good high fives, some good energy. Hopefully this D-line can go out there and reward that.
Absolutely. Penny Wu picking up the disc for the Monarchs for this pull.
Nice pull. And we've got Portland Rising picking it up. And we've got Tess Johnson working in the backfield with Hannah Hangen from Portland Rising. Tess Johnson again with the disc in the center of the field. With a lefty backhand reset. That's fun.
Yep.
We're seeing a lot of those.
Oh,
Great second effort.
That was almost a
From Tess
D
Johnson,
by
but
Eileen Beckett segging into that lane there.
Again, that height from Beckett is just able to cause a little bit of problems for Portland Rising. So hopefully they're able to get another chance for a D on that. And a full swing over to Tess Johnson. We've got it back over to the center with 1 minute left in the third quarter, or about 45 seconds left in the third quarter. So it's on that far sideline, getting it centered back to Tess Johnson for Portland Rising.
Good to stop that swing there. I couldn't quite see who that mark was, but really kept them on that open side that they're hoping to contain this Portland offense on.
I believe that mark was Manwa Zhu for the Monarchs. Now the mark is Sydney Stelzer. And we've got Tess Johnson for Portland Rising now with the disc, who's able to get it up to Sarah Jung.
Yeah, very conservative, patient red zone offense from Portland here, and it pays off as they score. That was Sarah Jung with the upfield cut into the end zone there. But really great controlled offense, making smart choices with the disc, and that's kind of what Portland's been doing a lot today, just not turning the disc over, not giving the Monarchs a lot of second chances. There's been a couple longer points here and there, but overall they've played really good red zone offense. I think they're going to be happy when they watch this back.
Absolutely.
All right, so that was the end of the third quarter. We'll be back here with y'all in a couple of minutes for the final quarter of the Monarchs 2024 season.
You've got this. You didn't think your sister would take you up on the dog sitting offer? But here you are. Barriers? Purchased. Doggy distractions? No expense spared. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with $50 overdraft grace zone. So when you have to make a purchase, or 7, to prepare, you can be sure we're looking out for you. So you can look out for him. You've got this with Associated Bank.
All right, and we're back here in the fourth quarter. Just want to quick shout out one of our sponsors, Geis. Garage door broken? Do it right. Don't think twice. Call Geis. The Milwaukee Monarchs are proudly supported by Geis Building Products. Visit geisdoors.com.
Thank you, Rachel.
So a pull there, roller onto the sideline here, and looks like the Monarchs are again setting up into that zone. Michaela Heilicher there on the mark. And Chelsea Tuhig now.
Then Heidi. Oh, nice job by Heidi to stop that continuation throw.
Mm-hmm. And I like this look. I think the zone is kind of forcing Portland back a little bit. They haven't quite been able to break it open yet. Making them throw a lot of... Oh, and there it is.
Just like that, a lot of throws, which is, the point of some of these zones when it gets to be to so many throws in a row and
turn on that reset. Looks like they're going to have to fire out of that zone and into person defense.
Hugo Zhao picking it up right away, getting the disc moving. Rachel Holdbrand with a nice mark on number 23, Colette Pellegrini.
Ooh. Alex Bollinger with almost a D there. Really tight on defense.
Shirley Vole with the disc now. Swinging it over.
And a...
Oh.
Ooh, there we go. And a turn for the Monarchs. Penny Wu hustling up to that disc. Definitely looking for someone to run deep for that great backhand huck, but wisely decides to hit this open under instead.
With a beautiful, nice bump throw. Penny Wu definitely looking for someone to be streaking deep on that. And a nice backhand look.
Unfortunately turned.
Jaylee Cruz also saw that exact same thing that Penny wanted, was able to undercut that a little bit. We've got 17 with Portland Rising, Kelsey Delvin with the disc right now, working with 71, Shirley Vole.
Monarchs getting back into their zone here a little bit.
Hugo Zhao.
Ooh, and Chelsea Tuhig with an awesome D in that zone, giving the Monarchs a short field here to work on offense.
Kella Heilicher with the disc right now.
Ooh.
Looking for a reset. Got it to Penny Wu. To Chelsea Tuhig with a nice bump to Michaela Heilicher.
And there might be a call on that throw.
But or a timeout? Did Murph get a timeout in?
Coach Caitlin Murphy coming in clutch, calling the timeout right before that throw slipped out of Michaela's hand. Awesome job. Okay.
And we want to shout out Discraft again. Discraft Ultrastar, the official disc of the Premier Ultimate League. Discraft, the world leader in disc sports.
And we have Breakmark. This live broadcast of the Premier Ultimate League brought to you by Breakmark Ultimate Apparel. Go to breakmark.com to place your next custom team order or check out the PUL Athlete Collab shops.
All right, and we're back after that timeout. We've got a few substitutions. I'm seeing Erin Schrader now on the field. I'm seeing Caitlin Duffner, Rose Klinka, Annie Shriver, JJ, Dubs, and Penny Wu.
Yeah, so getting that O-line back out there, giving them a chance to punch this one in here.
I believe that's Hugo Zhao on the mark with that high hand up, knows what Penny wants. Oh! Just like I said, knows what Penny wants, wants that hammer, and was able to at least just make Penny think about it potentially.
Might have been a hand block.
Might have been a hand block. 17, Kelsey Devlin.
And Portland just marching it upfield here in transition. And
JJ with authority, smacking that disc down, saying, nuh-uh, not on my watch.
Yeah, emphatic D there. Penny Wu walking up the disc, giving this Monarchs offense time to set with a great break throw and a continuation cut from Dubs. Oh, shut down by a good mark.
Shirley Vole with a great mark on that, able to set that down. JJ able to get that to Penny Wu.
Aaron Schrader open right there in the O2 space, but Penny finds Dubs for a great undercut. Got JJ Jarrett coming in and a turn.
Looks like JJ thought that disc was coming a little faster and Clap caught it a second too early. So now we've got Portland Rising again with the disc. Oh, and Caitlin Duffner gets the D back for the Milwaukee Monarchs. Penny Wu running up to the disc, looking to get things started right away. Centers it to Aaron Schrader. Almost dead center in the middle of the field. Gets it to Annie Shriver.
Got Rose Glinka streaking deep and Dubs Demert coming under. Kind of a lot of double cuts and confusion there in the reset space, and that causes a turn.
Yuko Zhao picking up immediately, getting that disc started. We've got Jay Cruz streaking deep. A beautiful bid, but just unable.
And an injury
injury
call
called
after that one.
Thankfully, they're able to get up and walk off the field, but yeah, definitely a hard landing on that one.
But a great slide, though, after the bid. Definitely on that wet ground.
Yeah.
Covered some distance.
Yes. So we've got Olivia Hampton coming in for Jay Cruz.
And Eileen Beckett coming in as the injury sub for the Monarchs.
We've got Aaron Schrader picking up the disc, bringing it up to the front of their end zone. Got a long way to go, but hoping to punch this one in.
JJ with a good first cut, and then a turn right there on the end zone line on
Looks
that
like the
attempted reset.
Throw was a little bit behind Penny Wu, unable to snag that one.
Great defense at the front there from JJ Jarrett, preventing that first throw from going off for the score. And as I say that, Portland swings the disc around, and that is number 19.
Olivia Hampton with the score for Portland Rising. That will be Olivia Hampton's third goal of the game. So Olivia Hampton having a nice game, as that brings the score to 14 for Portland Rising and 2 for our Milwaukee Monarchs.
All right, so if you're enjoying today's stream, please consider donating by scanning the QR code on your screen. The Milwaukee Monarchs are a non-profit organization, and all donations go to player pay, travel costs, and bringing you high-quality live streams like today. Thank you for supporting the Milwaukee Monarchs. All right, we've got 5 minutes and 47 seconds reading on the clock here for this final game of the Milwaukee Monarchs season. Looks like the rain has not let up at all as we're trying to look out into the puddles. And Liv player with a great pull to start.
And lands inbounds.
Just inbounds.
Schrader again picking up the disc. Steph Bugash.
Monarchs vert stack looked a little squishy there as they came down into this set, and that far swing attempt to Caitlin Duffner goes wide. So Portland back on O, and number 37, Hannah Henkin, picking up the disc.
Hannah Henkin working in the backfield with Sophie Knowles, number 55. Works it all the way over, though, to Liz Player. Up to 32. Megan Wilson. Megan Wilson looking for a reset. Goes up line, and a nice toe in by number 8, Nikki Chan from Portland Rising, who's doing a little dance for us. Excited about that score, bringing it 15-2.
All right, and I think that was Nikki Chan's second goal of the game, so They're definitely using this depth of the Portland roster. We're seeing a lot of different players making great plays, a lot of really good break throws into the end zone here, and just finding the open person and executing at a really high level today is Portland.
Yeah, looking at some of the stats that we have available, it looks like 13 different Portland Rising players have contributed to their goals. So like you said, really able to use that depth. And as I mentioned at the beginning, they're going into a doubleheader. So they've got another game tomorrow. So I think using that depth is really smart, making sure to conserve those legs, but also making sure to build some good chemistry by making sure everyone's getting touches, everyone's getting scores, making sure that people are feeling good, feeling ready.
Little double take there on this pull. And now it goes up from number 45, Sarah Jung. And a centering pass to Penny Wu.
Little high, but able to make that grab from Manwazoo.
Looks like a little bit of a set play there from the Monarchs. The first initial cut wasn't open, so falling out of it. But the flow looks really good as Penny Wu gets a wide open deep shot to Eileen Beckett, who is up and
tries to bid over the Portland Rising player. They're both a little slow to get up, but it looks like they're giving some high fives. Looks like everyone's okay.
Yeah, no calls, a lot of contact by everybody kind of in there. Everybody going up hard for that disc. And Portland back on O with a great set. They're really hitting the front of the stack option. It's been
Very well.
open all day for them, that first cut, especially onto that break side. Another break throw going off.
And as we've been watching some of Portland's other games, we see that that's a little bit of their MO, is to try and really get it on the break side, try and have some of that movement to be able to really get their defenders on their toes a little bit and then just streak up that break sideline. Got a little bit of contact.
On the mark, it looks like.
Disc was brought back.
I believe that was Mia Wieben.
Oh.
And then a turn and Mia's streaking deep.
Caitlin Fitz was unable to bring that one back in, so we've got Penny Wu walking, jogging up to the disc. Got it. Again, another nice foot block attempt.
A great undercut.
Nice,
by number
Mia.
24 from Heidi and to Mia. Great throw to Penny Wu right outside the end zone. So close.
Oh, Heidi just slipped, but almost a little bit of a defensive tactic. She had slipped, got back up. Penny Wu just kind of threw that one in there.
Yeah, so
for a nice connection.
First goal for Heidi Umhafer.
Love Heidi's last name.
Sorry, Heidi, if I mispronounced that. But a great goal for the Monarchs. Really working the disc down the field there.
So we're seeing this nice replay. And great patience.
Yeah, really just led Heidi out into that open space.
And as I had mentioned, that defense from Portland Rising, I don't think was fully aware that they were able to get back up so quickly. And so a nice cheeky little throw, slicing it in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Monarchs getting 7 out there on the line.
And this does look like the line that they've been playing that zone with. So I do wonder if when they come down, they'll be in that zone. Penny Wu with the pull. Portland Rising coming down. Looking to center it. That was Shirley Vole, number 71, centering the disc to number 17, Kelsey Devlin, back to Shirley Vole.
And yep, back into the zone.
And
really making Portland kind of go horizontally here across the field. Taking away a lot of those downfield vertical options.
Portland Rising looking quite comfortable with it. They're able to really use that handler core that's been doing great all game. But as I say that, they had a great option. They were just unable to connect with it.
Yeah.
So the Milwaukee Monarchs.
That was Rachel, ooh, that one sailed just a little bit out of bounds. But a good look there for Rachel Hildenbrand into the end zone. And looks like the Monarchs are going to get right back in it on D here.
Going to set up right on that corner. A terrible spot to start if you're on offense, especially with these rainy conditions. But
Ooh,
a
scary
goes
throw
over,
up and
goes
slicing.
over. Hugo Zhao working it.
Definitely taking a couple steps there through that zone.
Portland Rising's number 23, Colette Pellegrini, going up for that one, saving that. And now we've got Shirley Vole again with the disc, working in. Jake Cruz now getting in on the action.
Yeah, Chelsea Tuig making it difficult there in the middle of the field for Portland.
Got Jake Cruz now in the back with Shirley Vole.
Ooh, and a throw over the top. Oh, so close.
Gina almost able to get that for the Milwaukee Monarchs, but unable. So now Portland Rising moving a little faster paced. Looks like Monarchs might have gone into person defense. Fired out of their zone.
Oh.
And
that's
a quick,
goal.
easy throw after moving it up the field for Portland.
Yeah.
Making it 16-3.
Yeah, some really good effort there on that defense. We saw Chelsea Tuig with a layout attempt there on the sideline. And really everyone, I think, making the most of the last of this game here. So Monarchs not giving up, still giving 110% effort out there. Just a miscommunication in transition there about who was picking up who, it looks like, on that replay.
So just to let you all know that this live broadcast is brought to you by the Premier Ultimate League. The PUL is a 501c6 nonprofit. This league has been community funded since day one, and we're so grateful for the support. We ask that you consider donating to help us continue to transform and fulfill our mission. Head to premierultimateleague.com to donate today. So we've got Lib Player again with the disc, pulling for Portland Rising. Milwaukee Monarchs coming down, looking to set up on offense.
Caitlin Duffner centering that to Rose Glinka.
Nice upfield to Aaron Schrader. Rose able to track that one down. Nice closing speed on that.
PJ Lang finding JJ Jarek, and I'm loving the timings of these cuts.
This is looking really good. This
Yeah.
is looking really nice for the Milwaukee Monarchs.
Yeah, a lot of flow. The continuation cuts are there. They're coming in quick. They're getting those open reset looks. So Annie Shriver, definitely a high stall count right now, but able to find JJ far side of the field.
Really good patience on there from Annie Schreiber. Not seeing throws that they liked, but unfortunately just a slippery disc. And JJ was unable to complete that. But as I was saying that out loud, a turn, and that will be game. So final score for the Monarchs last game, 16 for Portland Rising and 3 for the Milwaukee Monarchs.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us here for the Milwaukee Monarchs versus Portland Rising game. I'm Rachel Unsing.
And I'm Claire Smart.
Thanks again for joining us. Have a good rest of your night.